Hi, welcome back. In the last section, section 3, we looked at services and creating your first service. In this section, section 4, we're going to add routes to your application. First of all, we're going to take a look at what routes are in Angular and learn how they work. Then we're going to initialize your routes and find out how we can do that in Angular. Then we're going to make our application a bit more dynamic by navigating programmatically. In 4.4, we're then going to send queries and fragments to our routes and learn how we can retrieve those. And then in 4.5, we're going to protect our routes with an auth guard and show how you can restrict access to routes based on an admin privilege. And then we're going to finish up with a quiz. So welcome to 4.1, how routes work in Angular. In this video, we're going to take a look at what routes are in Angular, how they work in a single page application. It might not seem logical at this point. And then we're going to prepare your application to initialize the routes in the next video. So Angular actually comes with a router module built in, and it borrows from the browser model of navigation. It's very simple stuff, but let's just have a quick refresher of that. If you think about how you use the web, you might want to enter a URL to navigate to a page. You might click around links on a page to navigate to another page, and you might be able to go back and forth using the history of the pages. Like I said, dead simple, but that's the basis of which the router module works. And it's quite important to understand that because Angular does produce single page applications. So that brings us on to the question, why navigate in a single page application? Previously we were using directives such as ngIf just to hide elements and show elements based on what data we wanted to display. So you might not think that routes are necessary with Angular, but the simple answer is that routes are very useful. You might want to share a particular page or navigate to another page. It wouldn't be very practical if your website was just www.yourname.com and every page had the same URL. So let's just take a quick look at that in our application. I don't think I need to tell you how to start your application anymore, you're probably a pro at that now. So you can see that our URL is localhost 4200, and that's okay, but as we navigate around our application, we might want that to change so that we can then share this particular assignment. Or you might want to add an assignment and have that go to an add URL. It's not very practical at the moment, so let's create a header on our application, just a title, and then we'll have a link to that as a home page. So if you head to your IDE now, so if we head into our app component.ts, our sort of mother component, we can create an app name here. Call it whatever you like, I'm just going to call it My Assignments App. And then if we go into our template, we can use string interpolation to then access that name. So above where our app assignment loads, create a h1 tag, and just use string interpolation as we used before. So there's our pretty ugly header. You probably created links in HTML before, so let's just set that up now. So just like HTML, we need to wrap our app name in an anchor tag. But unlike HTML, we don't use the href in Angular, we actually use something called router link. So we need to get rid of this, and add the router link. And this will now navigate to a route called home. But first we actually need to initialize that route, and that's what we're going to do in the next video. But for now, let's just wrap it in a nav tag to make our HTML more readable. And finally, I just want to give a global CSS style for the font because that's looking pretty ugly at the moment. So if we say all, give it a font family. And you can choose whatever you like, but I'm going to choose Nandel Mono just because I think it looks great. Give it a backup of sans serif. Let's have a look at that. There we go, that looks a bit better. I actually think that's really cool now. And one last thing just before we move on, I just want to move this add assignment button up in line with the title. So if we go to our assignments component.css, you can see we've already got an aligned cell flex end. But I'm just going to give it a margin at the top just to even it out. It's a bit crude, but it should work. There we go, that looks a lot better now.